Alright guys, I know everybody's been waiting for this. Finally had time to get this Ozark Trail apart. And we're going to talk about what happened with the lock problem, the pivot problem, and all of that stuff. A quick note here in the beginning. Since these liners do appear to be the same, other than the D for the pivot is in the left side and the clip's in the right side, in theory, I don't see why you couldn't swap these around, drill a couple holes in this scale over here, and change it to left side carry if you're left-handed and that's something you want to do. So we'll start out with a bunch of people had questions. The liners do appear to be hardened. They do not just bend. However, I don't know if it's going to pick up very well on camera or not. The bearings have actually galled the metal bad enough that it has that bad wheel bearing noise when you open and close the knife now. You can feel some of the little burrs in here. And on these tiny little bearings here, you can see there are actual little flakes of metal on there. I don't know if it's going to pick up on the video. There's one right here toward the top. But there were quite a few of those when I took them out. They're what's leaving the dirty stuff on top of this container here. So that isn't helping things out. Whatever kind of paint or coating this is seems to be coming off of everything. And another big issue is the pivot here inside the blade. It's not exactly a good fit for stability to begin with, along with the size of the bearings. And you can see it has worn the coating off of the blade here. So my guess would be between the coating wearing off on the blade, the galling on the liners on both of them, along with that coating wearing off also, the size of the bearings, the size of the pivot hole in the blade to the actual pivot itself is what's leading to the pivot side-to-side problems. Now, I don't know. I can't really see down in there well enough. There was a ton of some kind of thread locker on here. And I don't know if there's a bunch in the pivot or not, so that it can't be tightened any tighter. However, with the pivot tightened up all the way, along with all these other issues we just talked about, there is considerable blade play at this point. The up and down is still there. It doesn't seem to be getting that much worse. It still changes if you rotate the lock bar. Doesn't appear to be blade related as far as that. My guess is still some kind of wear on that crossbar lock. And while we're talking about it, this is what the coating's looking like after I've used up 9 edges on it. And if I can get it to pick it up, do have some nice chips going on up here in the front, and all that is just from cutting cardboard. I didn't run it into the ground, a table, anything like that. Just like with my testing, everything that was cut with this was cut on top of another piece of cardboard or some kind of softer surface. Don't know if any of you guys have taken yours apart. If you have, let me know down below if you're having any of the same kind of issues. It's going to be a short video, and that's all I have for this one. I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.